Hi everyone, it's live at the Apothecary again in the Great Outdoors Apothecary for our Wednesday afternoon. And every Wednesday we're doing a live at the Apothecary, so thank you for joining us. This month we're celebrating perception, what we see, how we look at life, what we see in our life, what we see within. We're focusing on on the sixth chakra, which is all about the eyes, the third eye, vision, the vibration through the headspace, and how we receive information and how we share information. Hello, Stephanie, welcome. Ooh, I have exciting news for you, Stephanie. I am hoping that you and I could collaborate on a fall time recipe nourishment booklet. So I'm going to be sending you an email for that. I'm very excited. So I'm looking forward to doing some series of books, and I think you and I could put together a really good recipe for body, mind, and spirit cookbook. Not a really cookbook, but a recipe for life cookbook. Anyway, that's another thing to look forward to or to look at. Ooh, and it's loud out here. There's a lot of local apothecary jungles walking around. Today I'm going to be talking about the sixth chakra, and I thought it would be appropriate to revisit, I talked about this before, my company, the original company. This is my blanket company, Six Senses of Tranquility. I founded this, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, and the understanding, the belief that we need all six senses to see and achieve harmony. We need all of our six senses to be strong and healthy, to grow, to expand, to learn, and to live in a harmonious life. And that's led me from my studies, wanderings, travels, and journeys learning about energy and science together, Eastern sciences and Western sciences. And it's helped me see, get it? It's helped me see, open up my eyes and my third eye in understanding and seeing the synergy required between Eastern and Western science. And I was saying this in our ambassador monthly meetup. Steph, you will get the notes later. The symbol I had chosen for Six Senses of Tranquility is the Earth sign and the Heaven sign. So in the 64 hexagrams, which is the I Ching, and it's part of the Tao energy system, the I Ching is a divination system, and it all is integrated into Feng Shui, which is a way of looking at our life and our environment. That's what we'll be talking about today. How do we see the environment? How do we see within us? How do we see the environment around us? The hexagrams are composed of trigrams, which is 3 lines, and there's 64 combinations. And for the logo, that represents everything that I do and have always done since my graduating from U of T, or my maturity time, since the early ages of business. I chose this because the heaven is always rising and the earth is always falling. And so this hexagram represents perfect harmony because the energies are constantly flowing like this. Right? So when we put earth above and heaven below, they're constantly moving back to their natural state. So they're meeting in the middle, whereas man, we are in the middle, in the center, so we can experience this harmony. So that's done through 6 senses of tranquility. And you guys probably guessed what are the 6 senses. And with aromas, aromatherapy, and nourishment, and exercise, and rest, breath work, we can work through all 6 senses. We have the sense of taste for eating. We have the sense of touch for movement, massage, reflexology, acupressure points, the meridians. We have the sense of hearing. We're talking, integrating sounds in the environment in our life. We have the sense of sight, seeing, looking around, which is what we're talking about today. And that's 5, 4, 3, smell. Smell, oh my gosh, almost forgot. Smell, the most important one for me as an aromatherapist. In aromatherapy, We are basically utilizing aromatic compounds to improve our life, to reduce symptoms, to alleviate aches and pains, to bring about greater health and create greater harmony or more sustainable balance, harmony in our life by using aromatic plants. And the last one, the sixth sense, is our intuition. And this is why we did the Body Zen series throughout the last 6 months since the winter. Because as we look on the chakra system, on the chakra level, the subtle energy layers of our life, discover the deepening, the softening, the subtle parts of who we are. And that allows us to be further integrated and allows us to be more familiar with our intuition, with our gut instinct, with our knowing, our deep-seated wisdom. So it's in here all the time. But the noise in our mind, the discomfort in our back, aches and pains, hunger, those things overlap and are stronger and louder than our intuition. So when we practice achieving harmony and striving towards allowing ourselves to be more connected on the different levels, we can get into better in touch with our intuition. So our last sense that we're talking about this month and honoring and celebrating this month is our sense of sight and seeing. And I thought it would be appropriate to bring up a few good books for reference. The first one is The Tale of the I Ching. And this is one of the first things I ever read. I have a 2-book series of this from a friend a long time ago. When I first started studying the I Ching in my early 20s. And the summary, the Coles Notes, if you will, of the I Ching is that a man from a village went up to a mountain and he chose to sit in an opening on the mountain many, many moons, many, many years, and he sat and he watched and observed the weather, observed the environment, observed his space, looked out onto the horizon all the time. And after a long period of time, he discovered a sequence, he discovered a pattern, he discovered a systemic change in the environment around him. It was not based on science, but it was a scientific type observation over time. And from that arose the I Ching. If this, then that. That is the earliest version of science that you can think of. And it's believed to be from a long, long time ago. Thousands of years? Who knows? Maybe fictional? Who knows? The tale goes that it's real and that some figure went out and discovered the I Ching. So that is based on the Tao Te Ching. This is another good reference book. And the Tao basically is a book that describes a way of living, a way of life, which is a wonderful thing to see also. And I feel really close to the Tao. I feel familiar with the Tao. I have since the first day I read it, because it's simple. It has layers. It is multi-layered, multi-energetic. It has multiple meanings. It has a plenitude of discoveries, poetry, feeling, resonance, information, but at the same time it's simple. A man does not rush, yet he accomplishes everything. There's stanzas and verses that you can read on their own over and over and over again as a meditative process, as a study hall, as a time to pause. And basically it brings forth some peace and comfort. You feel, you may feel exuberant or enlightened. You may feel relieved, de-stressed. You may also feel like you've accomplished or learned something. Or you might just feel more relaxed. So I highly recommend doing a bit of study with the Tao Te Ching, words of wisdom. It's another version of how we originated or where we came from, the mystery of the Tao. Okay, so that being said, a combination to that, I would say the I Ching, any kind of illustrated or graphic book, photograph book, on the history of ancient philosophies lends itself to visually exploring a topic, and sometimes it's easier for us to think about and be a part of. Sometimes it's easier than words because we see so many words all the time, and a picture may help us remember, feel, and when we feel, we connect deeper. So you might want to work with let's look up the trigram. You might want to work with a visual book, a photo book, simply because it's easier on the eyes and more accessible to the brain, possibly. So in this book there are, hello, welcome Claudine, welcome. In this book there's a discovery of the different hexagrams and a photography piece. Basically, and here is my sign, peace. So this is what I have chosen for the logo and my company. There you go. And I can read a portion of it to see how accurately I remember the energetics of peace. Peace is the symbol of success. The trigrams of heaven and earth are correctly positioned in their natural order. It is the nature of heaven, the creative, to rise, and of earth, the receptive, to descend. Their union will bring good fortune with progress and success. Harmonious conditions are the result of the communication between heaven and earth. Okay, doesn't that just warm your heart to think that all we need to do is remember, and this is the book I'm reading from, to remember that when we choose to remember, get my funny hair, when we choose to remember that we are an element of heaven and earth, that we are as above so below, that we are the center point, the meeting point of this beautiful union between heaven and earth. When we choose to see that, we experience harmony and a natural balance. We experience success. We experience, hello Jay, we experience natural progression and growth. So you just need to learn that one symbol and work with that, and away you go for the whole summer, and you expand, grow, and explore. Okay, but I did want to touch upon the experience of feng shui, and I'll just talk about two basics in seeing your environment. The two basics are, the first one is in feng shui. Here's another good reference book. There you go. Living Earth Manual of Feng Shui, Stephen Skinner. The basic principles in the way the energetics of feng shui work is that in the Far East, there's this belief system that we have three types of luck. And luck doesn't mean like things just happen to you, but luck refers to a form of movement, a form of energy, a form of integrating yourself into the environment. And that means this exactly. The first type of luck is heaven luck. So the stars, when you are born, if you're born in the winter, it's different than when you're born in the summer. You can relate it a little bit to astrology, I suppose. The time of day, the time of year, the year you were born, that gives you a type of luck. So that's one of them. The second form of luck is man luck, which is your character, what you choose to be, what you choose to learn, how you choose to walk, what you choose to eat, what you choose every single day. That's your man luck. And then there's the third type of luck, and that is earth luck. And I think very few people recognize how powerful this is and how important it is. Earth luck is where you are, here, right here. 30%, 33.33%, technically 1/3 of my life and who I am and how I work today is affected by my earth luck, my environment. So this here, the greenery, that basically is dictating 1/3 of my experience. The second third of my experience is dictated by what I just ate for lunch. Some bagel, toasted bagel and eggs, lots of salsa, how I slept, how I dress, man luck, things that I choose to experience, things that I bring up, how open my heart is, how well I'm breathing, that's man luck. And a third of my experience today is influenced by where I came from, my family, my ancestors, when I was born, the genetics within me, ancestral luck, how I'm connected to the past. So when someone says this is destiny, or this is my DNA, these are my genetics, they're only 33% accurate. There's always 2/3 of your situation, your environment, if you will, that you're seeing, that you're experiencing, that you can change. You can always change your character. You can always change what you're thinking and feeling. That's 33% of your choices today. And then a lot of times you can either change how you interact with your ancestral knowledge. You can also change your DNA. We have discovered in science that our DNA is changing. Genes are turning on and off, so that can be shifted. It's amazing. And then oftentimes another third of your life, what happens today, you can change where you are, what you're surrounded by. You can change your internal environment or your external environment. So what you're looking at day in, day out changes. For example, Jay, he got a beautiful new puppy. That changes your environment. Stephanie's surrounded by beautiful food in her house. Claudine's surrounded by beautiful people and travels, and her family. So if there are things in your life that are hardship, that are difficult, you can at least third at a time change who you are, how you see yourself, how you express yourself with this world, into this world and with other parts of the world. And another third part, you can change how you sit, where you sit. You can physically change your chair. You can change the wall color. You can change the window space. You can change where you're looking. So all of these things are 2/3 of your success for today. So I thought it was important to explore that as part of our sixth chakra and the vision, how we see things, because we forget that we have so much power, we have so much control. So I want to share with you guys one more book, because there's so many. I have so many books. I love books. This is a really very simple illustrated guide, Chinese Whispers Feng Shui. I have so many of these, and I love like the basics. One of the sections just says breathe. So to observe and begin, we breathe, and then when we look through the next part, I love this part. So it says intuitive discovery. Intuitive discovery. The feng shui is 4,000 years old, 64 hexagrams, representing all possible stages of change, from birth to death, what may happen. And then we balance that. You see the Eastern and the Western science together. And then we balance it with scientific discovery. 40 years old, 64 codons of DNA, genetic code for life. And now, this was written like 20 years ago, now we understand that our genetics can alter, our genes change, and can be triggered by the sympathetic system. They can be triggered by the adrenals. They can be triggered by the food we eat. They can be triggered by stress, our environment. So it's fascinating how something that could be 4,000 years old is now being shown in science that, our environment inside and outside can change. Now, I find that as a sigh of relief. I consider that thankful and grateful that I'm not bound for life to have to be a certain way, and if I choose to change it, I can. I don't have to, but I can. Like, there's so much comfort in that, don't you guys think? So anyway, that is something I thought I'd bring up for the sixth chakra, and seeing our environment, seeing ourselves as who we are, choosing to discover more of who we are and seeing ourselves more in a different light. And then I want to remind you guys that we have one more Body Zen series in August. July is a quiet time for exploring and camping. Second Monday of August, we'll be doing the Body Zen series, 7:30, talking about integrating all the elements. It's free on live on Zoom. The second thing we're doing is drumming circle outdoors, 22nd of August. You can sign up online. All the information's on the website. So healingmuse.com, check out the events coming up. And I have a lifestyle chat with Lisa Jardin about energy and integrating energy, Reiki flow, and life flow in August. That's on the 22nd also. And we have lots of really beautiful new products in the shops. I'm very excited. We have our pink Living Garden chunky lavender soap back in stock. And we also have the Living Garden deodorant, which I love, the news recipe. I made a reel about it, so check it out. Tell me what you think. Maybe it's funny, maybe not. And then we have new dishcloths from Norwex that go well with Zero Waste Movement Store with a super sudsing dish soap. So lots of new goodies in the shop to help you be healthy and to support the environment, love the environment, and still have a beautiful life. I believe that we can live beautifully with a Zen practice, enjoy beautiful things around us, and also support the earth by helping her grow and reducing all harm. So that's all I have as a reminder. Look on our reels and our stories, our Instagram and our website, and I've updated YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. Have a look, and if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And other than that, I'll see you in the garden. I'll see you from camping. I'll see you from different sets, maybe on photo shoots. So happy to see Claudine and Jay and Halton Food. Hi, welcome. Hope the gardens are growing well. We have tons of food in the gardens in our urban garden at the food bank. So excited for that. And I will see you guys next Wednesday live at the Apothecary. We'll see what we come up with then. We'll see. Okay. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about shamanic journeys and journeying and seeing on other realms. So that will be a really interesting topic. Hopefully you can join me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.